Good morning. It's Marty JavaScript Party. I tried to get Rat. She just really wasn't in the mood to come out today, so I just gave her a nut and left her in her cage. It is 8:35 a.m., but it is the Monday after our time change. Now, either we're in daylight savings, or we left daylight savings. I'm not sure, but we now what yesterday would have been 7:36 is 8:36 a.m. And so that is things. So we did this shift in one of our standards. Now our temperature standard is still the same. We're still in Fahrenheit, and the same temperatures stayed the same. So that would be kind of funny if they added like a what temperature savings where they said, oh, okay, so during these months, we're going to call all the temperature, it's 60 degrees. We're going to call all the temperatures 10 degrees less so that people don't turn on their air conditioning or something like that. That would be hilarious. Anyway, so I'm working on this, and I guess I'm not really software developing. I'm more like, I guess, software journeying, because like I think probably one of the very first sort of little weird oddities that came up in TypeScript was that, hey, the whole idea is TypeScript's supposed to be completely separate from JavaScript. It's just there to help you during the development process, help the IDE understand what's going on, help the transpiler know what is potential mistakes and stuff like that. But there's just over and over again, if you create these types, you end up wanting to put them into a dropdown. It's just like one of those weird things. You're going to have a type, and then it's going to have a list of things, and you're going to want that identical list to exist, or you want that identical list to make it all the way to the UI as well. And then you don't really want to try to support like how the list in multiple places. You just want the list to be in one place, and there's only one place that list could be in one place, and that's in the TypeScript, right? Like it wouldn't make any sense to have a constant that generates the types. I mean, you could do that, but like it probably gets a lot. I mean, actual coding time help would be really, really bizarre if you had like these dynamic um, types that get generated based on what's inside of a variable and things like that. So, I just don't think that way works. But from TypeScript down to JavaScript, I think works. So I have these layout types, and I want to have like a drop down. I want to populate this drop down here with these types. So I want it to be like custom tabular. Is that right? No, these are not the types that I want to make a type out of. These guys, routing layouts. Is this it? Yeah. So yeah, this is the thing. Is this routing detail type, um, which is basically the ST types, which is the like the if we add one of these things, these types here, plus the word entities and plus blank. And I don't even know if it's supposed to be blank. I don't know why I guess I chose blank because um, there, oh, in other contexts I might need a blank, but for this, I don't think if you go to data, and maybe I should handle that. I probably should handle it. Like if you just go to data, I think it breaks right now. Yeah, oh, actually it goes back to the main page. So yeah, so I guess the text for that would be home or something. But anyways, you end up with these weird things, and that is actually I just thought of another thing is you typically would want some you don't actually want many times don't want these words to be. So then you need like a lookup, a dictionary that does things that sets something up. And I guess that's like another thing to figure out. And then like the other thing I just was thinking about I wanted to say was that like the reason I would call this a journey and not an effort is because we're just sort of meandering around. Like normally, like I could have snapped this out in a short amount of time. I don't know. Like I think in my mind, I think it's like 15 minutes, but maybe it's an hour, maybe it's 2 hours, whatever. I could have sat down and just quietly knocked out doing this. I did not have to explore it the way I'm exploring it. And I'm exploring it because I've had to do it a couple dozen times and I've never really had a chance to just really think through it. But I want these types, which is a union of things, to be a list. And I was kind of going around around with trying to discover things, and it sounds like what I really want to do is create a top level thing called constants. Let's close Cypress down. So we got components, interfaces, services, and it would be good like if there was constants. And then this would be a list of constants. Now I've worked at plenty of places where they'll have constants, something kind of like this, where they have constants, and then you go in there and there's like only literally one constant, and then nobody ever used it again. Um, but anyways, so I guess I want to. I don't really know what the right way. So is that like a service or is that just like a class or what the typical way? So I'm going to ask ChatGPT because I just don't have even have the vaguest idea. So in Angular, um, is how do developers typically create constants? Create constants like in a service as or like or it has a list of constants in it. Now the constants I want to get are driven are created based based on TS types. Avoid putting constant in service classes unless there's a strong reason. Okay, yeah, so that const export from a file. Okay, so this is what I want. So I did know I wanted to put in a file and I wanted to export it, but yeah, see, very common modern NTS. Oh, wait, no, so they're actually saying the other way around to create the type based on a constant, which I've never seen this. This is neat. So that is interesting. Export type, and then you can export the constant. Wow, actually, ooh, I like this pattern a lot. So I guess you would put it in your TypeScript, which I don't like. I don't know though. I guess that does end up. This is neat. This one just blew my mind. So basically, you create an object, and then you export the type based on what's in the object. Or yeah, and then you can take this constant and you can create a list out of it. Yeah, I think that is. But see, I don't think we really need this. Hey, Kiwi, because we don't need a constants folder because it would be in our interfaces folder. I think. I think that's how I want to do that. I feel like that would be the easiest way. So like, let's see if we can do it here. Let's just try it. Because sometimes, uh, plus iterable. See, that's kind of neat too, because then it's an array, but I feel like the other one is more flexible. I think. I don't know. This is like complete virgin territory for me. I've never done anything like this before. This is like a whole new idea. Okay, so I guess I should just ask it. So for option three, um, yeah, and this set of types, how would you do it? I think I could just kind of stumble through it and get it working, but I kind of want to just try like this. It, and then, so what should it, so this, I should be able to just copy and paste this and yeah, could have even named it the same way. And that should work. The exact, oh man, I think this is an awesome, and I think I have seen this in places that I've worked at before. Um, oh man, I did not mean to hit the button. I think that was my son. That was my son. Um, but if it's super important, he'll call my wife. If it, and if not, then a lot of times, we just like to chat. All right, so this seemed to work because of that. I mean, because, it's still compiling. Export type. Okay, so we created, this part is easy for me to understand. From line 1 to line 7. Man, I like this pattern. My initial take on this pattern is that it's really awesome. Um, key of, yeah, that's really neat. So now I think I can use this constant to make my list. And I don't have, this is not the list. Okay, so let's go find the other one. I definitely have some kind of weird um, issue. Okay, so I like that. Um, okay, I wonder if this works the same though. Okay, so these are the routing layout types. Okay, so I need to do this for my ST types as well. So let's go over there. I don't know if this is going to work. This is neat. I think it's going to work. Okay, so that is not what I wanted. Go to implementation was not what I wanted. Go to definition. Okay. All right. So now this is one of these things like I wonder if there's any real value. I don't think there's any real value to learning how to do this. Why not just let this is such an interesting thing to me that um these large language models can do this. Um, I was trying to do stuff with fantasy football, and they could not do basic arithmetic and stuff like that. Like that took it a long time. Um, but like taking this and then converting it word wise, I guess that's just a completely different skill. Um, I wonder if I could just put that in if it'll know what I want. How about this one? original type. And I like this pattern a lot. And I like this use of AI a lot too. I like this naming structure too, where you make these consts all caps and then you do it like that a lot too. And it's cool that it compiled. So now I have my ST types, and then let's go back to here. Okay, what about this? Okay, so so now I have another set of types that uses ST types like this. Okay, so okay. Okay, yeah, I like this option too. This is actually the whole point was to do this. So it's saying that I can take this. I guess I'll hit this little copy button and replace this with that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Oh wow, so there, we're even. So then we don't even pull ST types in. We do this. So now we take our constant and then we do this and then we create that. So basically this TS becomes basically like it would be actually very interesting to go to the TypeScript playground. Let's see, where is it? Let me hit back. So let's copy this right here. Got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's go to the TypeScript playground. And then put this in there. And then I guess we need to, oh no, okay. It kind of wants to be bigger. And so what happens is you can see like what this would look like in JavaScript. So like console.log, hello world, looks exactly the same, right? There's no difference between JavaScript, but like, let's say var a equals 1. Boom. Let's see. Const a equals 1. That's what it looks like in JavaScript. But then where things get kind of interesting is like cost equals, and then or I guess we want to do this high on the left with that a. So we're saying we have a variable and it still looks identical, but then we say if, I don't know, because JavaScript is constantly kind of improving. A lot of times they a dot high, and we're still exactly the console.log a. And then I think it gets different, like if we put a question mark here. See, like this does not exist. This question mark doesn't exist, I don't think, in JavaScript. So it converted over to this. And this is what, like the transpiler probably converted it to. So that's how the TypeScript playground works. So now we're going to take the TypeScript that we had and we're going to paste it in there and just see So literally, that's interesting. So basically, all it did was remove this. Now there's going to be a JavaScript and it's going to have that, whereas before there wasn't going to be a JavaScript. But anyways, it is 8:56, so I've got to go. Happy coding, everybody. If you're dealing with anybody who lives wherever the time changes, be kind today. Today's going to be a rough, rough day. So hang in there, everybody. Bye. Happy coding.